8-Scale Sprint Car by rcWizzard, Part 7. Well, I want to give you an update on the tire project for this car. Here you can see the previous foam tires that I made. But I finally decided even after a couple of comments, people were saying, "Oh man, you can't use those foam tires. They don't look right." And I had to agree. So I found some better foam and the right color. High strength EVA foam sheet. $20 for a 1 foot square by almost an inch thick. So take a hole saw, cut out a couple of discs. Took 3 layers for the rear tires and 2 layers for the front. So I think that looks a lot better. So once I get the discs cut out, cut a hole in the center, and roll up paper like that to keep them lined up. Take a cheap brush and with Gorilla Super Glue, that's good stuff, spread a layer on the lower tire, and then when you get it all coated, put that down and let that dry overnight. So then the next step is to put it on the metal lathe. So here's the setup on the lathe and configuration I used. PVC pipe that's bolted to the table there. So you mount the wheel into the foam rubber, bolt it to the axle there, get it spinning, go back and forth with this is 50 grit sandpaper, and this works out cool because if you want a fresh spot on the sandpaper, you just rotate it and then you get a fresh grit. Keep sanding. So go back and forth, get it to the right diameter, and as you saw, I got all 4 of them done. So I'm happy to have that project done as far as the tires are concerned. Here's another project I'm working on. Got the brake master cylinder up there like that to let all the air bubbles flow up to it so I can bleed them out. Then I'll top off the reservoir there with a special brake fluid, and then remount that back onto the transfer case. And then I keep breaking motor mounts on the right side of the engine. I don't know how well you can see in there, but so I got to replace that. And this one is a little beefier, so hopefully that's going to last longer. And then I want to redo the breather tubes coming off of a valve cover. Right now they're going underneath the manifold into a big chunk of foam, and I'd rather have it mounted to an aluminum tank or make a round cylinder with the foam inside the cylinder, just to give it a better look. And then I'll use this. This is the same as the oil line, which is really tough plastic. Got to use a heat gun to bend that. So I want to get it positioned good. So I'm working on that. Hey Dennis, how you doing? Hey, both hands on the wheel now. So that's another project. Another project I've been working on is taking a skateboard deck and cutting it up, drilling it up. Take a hole saw, cut out a disc, and then take a flat saw on the lathe and cut a bigger hole in the center. Then you put that on the lathe. I have a ring mandrel. Put the mandrel in the lathe, and then sand it down, 600 grit sandpaper, get it nice and smooth, and then put a coat of urethane varnish on it, and you come up with this. So there's some rings, which are pretty cool. These are kind of dirty because I've been wearing them. And then, as you saw on the skateboard, there were several large holes in the skateboard. So this one was made from the same deck, the same skateboard deck. So it's all the same colors stacked up. I think I've got, what is it, 6 or 9 separate discs glued together and then machined and sanded. And this one here was from 5 different decks, so you get all kinds of different colors in them. And that just, oh man, when the sun hits it. So then you're thinking, okay, so what are you making those for? Well, I'm making those for another project. This here is a cube and a cube and a cube and a cube. 6 cubes. And inside, the smallest one there is a 5mm. And then it goes to 12, to 22, and then 35 on the top. Now this isn't finished yet, but I wanted to leave it like this because it shows how it's made. I don't know if you can see the undercut inside the large cube that clears the inner cube. So the next step for this is to fill up the 5 sides, take a hot glue gun and fill it up with the glue, let it get good and hard, and then when you machine the 6th side, the glue holds it all together so you can finish the cutting, the turning, and do that final undercut, which then frees up all the cubes. And once you do that, I've got to grab this before coming over here. Then you've got 3 cubes inside another cube. 4 cubes total. And these just make, you know, cool stands for them. So this project and this project are to be continued.